Morning, you're watching Sky News. On the day the world lost a true sporting legend.
I'm young, I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
Well, we had, I suppose, seen it coming, but nonetheless, a real shock to be talking about the death early this morning of perhaps the greatest sportsman of all time. Coming up, reaction from at home and abroad. But first, Sky's Geraint Hughes looks back on the extraordinary life of simply the greatest.
I am the king of the world. Hold it. I'm pretty. Hold it, you're not that pretty. I'm a bad man.
Muhammad Ali, who died at the age of 74 this morning in Arizona. Legendary heavyweight, an icon who really did transcend his sport. And we're paying tribute today. We've got Kevin Garside, sports writer, with us today. Kevin, as we heard those words there, you were almost reciting the poetry because we know them so well.
Yeah, I remember it, you know, and shook up the world, and he's still doing it, even in death. Bless him.
Speak to great cricketer, England's fast bowler Stephen Finn, looking fantastic in the top hat there today. Just to say, by the way, that before racing today, before the Derby on the Epsom Downs, 100,000 people are going to join in applause, remembering the life of the great boxer. Stephen Finn, you'll be taking part in that. I mean, you're probably too young to remember his great fights, but you'll know the character.
Yeah, it's obviously you don't get labelled the greatest ever for no reason.
And straight across to Simon Barnes, the former Times chief sports writer, who we've been talking to our friends here as well about, you know, the legacy of Muhammad Ali. And you remember, Simon, the time when he did first come to England, Muhammad Ali, as that brash young man, and he wasn't very popular.
Absolutely not. I mean, it's wonderful hearing all these splendid tributes.
Morning, beautiful day in Leicester. Welcome to Saturday Sport, live from the King Power Stadium. You know, they've come here for a coronation, the crowning of the new Premier League champions after a quite incredible season. Now, here's a man you might recognise, Steve Walsh. There's only one Steve Walsh as the song goes, but actually at Leicester there's two. There's the ex-player and there's the chief scout who signed all the top players. And morning to you, Steve. And morning also to Lynn Wyeth, who's from the Leicester City Trust, who knew what it was like when this club was really struggling several years ago.
Morning.
I'll start with you, Lynn. I mean,
okay.
it happened Monday night. It's been 4 days now.
Yep.
How's it been the last few days?
It's been crazy. I mean, the whole town's just buzzing. There's no superlatives left.
When they buried King Richard III, and, you know, and that's a miracle as well, and finding those bones. When it happened, you were bottom of the Premier League. It was 13 months ago. Absolutely. Since that day, you've won 29 Premier League games and lost only 4, having been at that time bottom of the table. It's a bit spooky, isn't it?
Very spooky, yeah, and all credit to this team. They've been fantastic.
It's a fantastic feeling.
Brilliant. Have a great time, guys.
Right,
congratulations. What a season. Incredible story.
What a season. Come on, Leicester.
There you go.
That is what it is.
It's what it's all about. It's live on Sky later on. Leicester versus Everton. That trophy, not that one, but the trophy is going to be lifted on one of the greatest stories in the history of not just English football, but pro sports as well. Wes Morgan's going to get his hands on the trophy. Ranieri's going to cry, I'm sure. And right across the sporting world, a lot of respect is going to be paid to a team of real triers, a team of great skill, and one that has maybe transformed the sporting agenda. Morning, watching Sky News. This is Saturday Sport. Top stories this Saturday morning. Not so easy rider. Europe showing a bit of that old fighting spirit at Hazeltine last night. The comeback could be on after a flying start by the USA. Fighting back in the Formula One title race. It's pole for Lewis Hamilton for the Malaysian Grand Prix with rival Rosberg second on the grid. After the Allardyce affair, will it be a bumpy road ahead for England? We'll look at what's next, not just for the national team, but for the game in general after a troubled week. Lots going on this week on and off the field of play. We'll hear from the Olympic rowing champion Pete Reed on the medical drugs records hacking crisis at WADA. But first, our guest this morning, the writer broadcaster Ian Stafford, who's been, like all of us, I think, Ian, glued to the Ryder Cup. And I think, I don't know about you, but yesterday at lunchtime, I was thinking 4-0. I was looking at the record books and thinking what the record win for either side, which actually is 18.5 to 9.5. But last night, 3 points for Europe. And is the comeback on, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'd wish that they just carried on.
So lots to get through. Let's say hello first of all to Mike Ford, the father of the England fly half George and the new coach of the top French club at Toulon. On the way, Mike, to see the boy. You're not a regular visitor over here when for England, eh?
Yeah, it's the first time I've been able to see him in this autumn, so we've got a week off this week, so I'm looking forward to it today.
Yeah. Mrs. down there as well today?
She never misses.
OK, we're going to talk England, Argentina and discuss the impact of Eddie Jones shortly. But first of all, let's go miles away to the Middle East, Abu Dhabi, where Craig Slater's waiting to talk to us ahead of qualifying for the Grand Prix tomorrow. Qualifying about half an hour or so away, Craig. We saw Nico win this race last year, but it's all the pressure's on Lewis, isn't it? He's got to win and hope, hasn't he?
Depends what way you look at it. Yeah, we're standing outside the Mercedes hospitality at the moment. Both drivers are still in their garage.
Chris, well, better late than never. It looks pretty filthy down there. Over to you.
Yeah, we got rain coming in sideways, wind blowing, the whole lot. It's going to be here all afternoon for the Autumn International, England versus South Africa. England got a lot of paying back to do, I think we should say, after 10 years of not beating the Springboks. Wales playing as well today. Ireland, Scotland, will come to that. Let's speak first of all to Will Greenwood, England World Cup winner, who knows what it takes to beat South Africa. Will, it's been a long time ago now, not 2006 the last time. Why has it been such a long wait, first of all?
Well, they've been pretty good. They were World Cup winners in 2007. They had some real quality players.
Welcome back to a very soggy Twickenham for the England-South Africa Autumn International. England versus the Springboks, 10 years since England won here. Stuart Barnes joins us. The game's live on the Sky, of course, this afternoon. Stuart, you'll remember the days when England did beat South Africa. It's been a long time. And we just heard from Will, I mean, all of a sudden, the same players, a change of coach, and something very fundamental seems to have happened. Can you put your finger on it?
Yes, I think I can. I think it's psychological. Losing runs are historical. It's not about a lack of ability, trying to break them. It's about being mentally strong enough to do that.
Right, here at Twickenham, the rain falls. Classic match. England 10 years without beating South Africa. 11 defeats, 1 draw since that time. Can they do it this afternoon? It's live on Sky and much more on news as well through the afternoon. Bye for now.